I'm so curious. Seems you have 14 pages now. I will need 2 of them to begin reconstructing my memories. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it, Gnosis. I'm scared once again that I'm making a terrible mistake. Allow me to share what I've found. As you may have gathered, everything we're doing now is part of a great cycle. We've done all these things before and we'll do them again. It's not always been this way. There was a time when we gods retained our memories. Each of us had our own domains of power. But there was only one world forged by the original creator at the dawn of time. Eventually the original creator grew tired of observing their world. So they brought the cycle into being. Wow. You were the one chosen to speak with the gods in this in-between realm. Your actions would indirectly determine the creator of the next world. Within the ocean, none of us would be aware of our divinity or have access to our memories. That is all I can recall for now. What would you do if you became the creator? I've had a great deal of time to think on this here in the depths. More than anything else, I would want my world to guarantee the safety of all mortals. Of course, there will always be those who disobey and attempt to threaten the peace. These mortals I would separate from the rest. It's him. He's the tyrant. What happened to the original creator? We may learn more of that if we are persistent. Thanks for the information, Gnosis. Fuck it, take some more pages. 3 of them. Okay. I wonder if I give him all the pages, will it make him the next creator? That would be stressful. This time I've learned more about the destruction and creation of gods. Before the cycle started, there were other gods beside those who inhabit the ocean now. For the most part, we gods are immortal. It seems there are ways to erase even a god from existence. A creator, for instance, can choose to remove all traces of a god from their world until the cycle begins again, while the original creator had the power to erase gods more permanently. I wonder if I'm the original creator. Wow, okay. In the first case, 2 children were banished from their home and ended up in the ocean quite by accident. In the second, a larval creature arrived here after a long journey following its birth. Of course, now we know these beings as Catie, Esti, and Lutra. They have since become true gods capable of creating worlds if they're selected by a process. I can only assume the original creator was responsible for their transformations. Why would the original creator want to end a god's existence permanently? Perhaps divine crimes were committed? If a god chose to defy me while I had that kind of power, I would very likely do the same. Thanks, Gnosis. Should we give him more? I have 9 pages. And then the next one will be 5 and that'll be it. That'll be all my pages. Oh god, okay. I've made some discoveries about you this time that are quite intriguing. You were the author of the pages you've been collecting. Oh my gosh, it was me. I was the historian. It would appear that once the new world has been created, your role shifts from advisor to historian. Is this something you already knew? I had a hunch. As far back as my memories reach, you have always been with us, and you have always been a god. Like Amar, Alethea, and myself, you are not ascended from a mortal state. Your divinity is inerrant. Perhaps you were even capable of creating worlds at one time. Of course, disregarding the details of your past, your role during this part of the cycle is crucial. Without you, none of us would be able to create anything. Is there anything else you've remembered that you're not sharing? Okay, if you say so. I commend you for seeking out this information. Alright, thanks, Gnosis. I feel I'm close to learning the full truth about you. We can finally get to the bottom of all this. This feels like a mistake! I'm not sure. I think what I'm gonna do is go back to Eliel and just see what he says about what god he thinks is gonna be next. Hey dude, Gnosis offered me a deal to tell me secrets about who I am. I see what this is all about. I'll give you 2 simple answers. Yes, I know who you are, and no, I will not be the one to tell you. You told me not to, ages and ages ago. I've forgotten half of what I ever knew back then, but that I've always remembered, and I've always honoured it. Gnosis has made no such agreement. If you really want to know, take it up with them. Can I really trust Gnosis? I can't make that choice for you, buddy. I'll tell you this much, though. What Gnosis tells you will all be the truth. They don't peddle lies. Their information is all legit. Remember what you're giving them in return. You know the pages make Gnosis more powerful. Might have an impact on how things turn out for the new world, yeah? Ugh. Who do you think is going to create the new world? I put my money on Catie and Esty or Lutra. Okay, phew, so it's not still Gnosis. There's only one more bit of information that I need from Gnosis, and then I'll know everything. But it seems like that's giving him a lot of power that I probably shouldn't be, you know? Huh, what's going on over there? Oh, it's probably the returned fish, right? Maybe? Hi! How does it feel to be back? I can't believe we're really back. All of us, we all got out of there. I bet you helped us somehow, didn't you? You found a way to make sure we could get home. Others helped too. If it wasn't for all of you, we'd still be stuck in that awful place. You're heroes in my book. Aww! I'm so glad you're back. I'm so glad you're all back. It's a lot nicer out here now. Hey, buddy! Hello again. It's so very good to be in this much less confusing and lonely place. Perhaps you can tell me, do I seem to be on the top side of this rock, or the bottom? Pretty sure it's the top. Oh, that's just what I thought. Seems like I'm getting my sense of direction back. Oh, good. Okay, there's one in here. Oh, I'm so relieved. Hey. Hey again. The one who came to see us after we went through the portal. She said I needed to stay here a while, so she can check on me and make sure I'm okay. Works for me, I guess. Mostly it's just good to be out of that place for good. Too right, buddy. Too right. I'm glad you're back and okay. Can I... Oh, the door's already open. I'm just being a dingus. I did a dingus. Hey. Stripe? Skate. Looks like you made it out too, huh? Wasn't sure where you ended up after you disappeared. I'm real glad no one got left behind. Me too. Ugh. At least whatever else happens next, we've done a little bit of a happy ending here. The shiny golden pillars, the great multifaceted dome. It's good to see all this again. Focusing on my memories of the world I once knew, it kept me going in that place. I still feel like I lost something there. Oh, I'm sorry. At least you're back now. Even though this whole world is gonna, like, disappear pretty soon. I would like to forget what I saw in that place, but the memories persist. They can't be erased. I'm sorry, Bard. That's how it be with memories sometimes. Anybody else here we haven't chatted to already? I don't think so. I think these are all familiar buddies, right? Yeah, I think we've seen everyone. Let's see if we can visit. Oh right, this is a window, isn't it? Yeah, I can't just bump my way through the window. That makes sense. That does make sense. Let's go in this way. Hey, Cobalt. Hey, buddy. You just chill out, alright? You've had a rough time. Ugh. Hey. Good to see everyone again, huh? I wanted to get your thoughts on some concerns I've had recently. Might you have a moment? Sure. It's all to do with my research and the goals of it. You'll remember my studies have always been focused on finding the truth about the ocean. The answers remain frustratingly out of reach. At least things have improved when it comes to getting assistance. You've been a great help. Excuse me, and Amar was unexpectedly productive as well. I'm not sure now if it was worth it. Was I wrong to try and recruit others? I don't think so. You might recall that I had a number of enhancements prepared for the lab. This was of course before we learned that Gnosis was the source of the energy I sought for those upgrades. At this point I have no idea how or even if I'll be able to upgrade the lab as planned. Yeah, I believe in you. That's all I got, I'm sorry, I don't need anything about science. I don't know anything. It would still be a problem. Gnawing away at me, a tiny bit at a time, is the thought, no, the fear, that no matter how hard I work, no matter what tools are at my disposal, I'll never know the truth. This endless dream or illusion, whatever it is, it will truly never end and I'll never know what it's for. What do I do about that, my friend? Do you think there's anything I can do? Just, yeah, try and make peace with it. There are those here who are willing to help me, who believe in me and my skills. Whether or not I find the answers I'm seeking, I'm not alone in all this, and that means a lot. Thank you for hearing me out, my friend. Always happy to help, buddy. Good to chat to you. Shit, that's it, right? Other than the last 5 pages for Gnosis, which... It almost seems a shame to give him all the other pages just to give up at the last one. How do we start the new world? All you gotta do is pick up the gift. It'll be the end of your time here once we kick things off, so make sure you tie up all your loose ends here first. Come back whenever you're ready. Don't keep me waiting forever, though. Oh damn, I'm not sure what to do. I want to know what one of the gods is thinking. How would you describe Gnosis' way of thinking? I can't say I have any idea what's going on in Gnosis' head. I'm not even going to try and guess. Okay. Should I forego that last bit of knowledge and start the new world? Yeah, okay. I feel like that's the right thing to do. We've done everyone's quests. Okay, fine. Okay, I'm doing it. I'm committing. It's time to start the new world, Eliel. Let's get this ball rolling. All you gotta do is pick up the gift. It'll be the end of your time here. I'm ready. I'm not ready. Gift of creation received. Oh damn, I'm scared. Guess this is it then. I'm always excited to see what happens with the new world. But it also means we won't see each other for a while. Thanks for stopping by so much this time, buddy. It was good reflecting on things with you. For now, it's time for us to part ways. Do we have to? Yeah. All a part of the arrangement. Alright, goodbye then, Eliel. I'll see you next time. Thanks, buddy. Let's get this show on the road. For a time, I continued to feel myself rising toward the heavens. Eventually I came to a stop and the blinding light around me slowly faded away. Somehow I was suspended among the stars. In that silent void I began to reflect on my role in the cycle. In the ocean it was my task to advise the gods and help determine their next creator. But just as Gnosis told me, that was about to change. After the birth of the new world I would become the historian, eternal observer and record keeper of every mortal age. Soon I'd be starting a new book and filling its pages with all the events to come. I could sense that the gift of creation was ready to move forward. But was I? I wish I could speak with them one last time. And to my surprise, a portal opened before me. I smiled as a Mars familiar face appeared on the other side of the gateway. Whoa, what's going on, friend? I'm not sure how you're doing this, but it's good to see you. Something strange is going on. Is this the end of the world? I told Amar they were basically correct. But a new world would be taking this one's place, and soon someone would be chosen to create it. Huh. Well, whoever gets to do that. I hope they think about everyone when they decide how it's going to be. Are we going to get to hang out sometime in this new world? I said I certainly hope so. Me too, friend. Suddenly the view within the portal shifted, and Ketri and Esti appeared. New friend, we were wondering what happened to you. I assured them I was alright and filled them in on the world about to be born. Then I asked what they planned to do once it was created. Well, whatever the new world's like, we want to help make it even better. We want people to get along and take good care of each other, so we'll try and show them how. I told them I was glad they'd set such a goal for themselves and wished them well. Thanks, new friend. See you around. Next, Alethea appeared, adjusting her goggles and looking thoughtful for a moment. Oh, well hello. You can open portals too? Were you able to do this all along? I explained that I wasn't sure where the portal had come from either. Perhaps I created it unconsciously, or maybe it was under the control of someone or something else. I see, but more importantly, what's happening to the ocean right now? All the creatures are vanishing, and there's an odd bright light coming from the sky. I told Alethea about the New World and the process we'd all been involved in to choose a creator. My word. If only I'd known all this before, everything would have... But no, I doubt I would have believed you anyway. Well, it sounds like there's many new discoveries still ahead of us, and that's always good news, if you ask me. See you on the other side, my friend. There didn't seem to be any sign of Gnosis at all. I reached out to them with my thoughts, but there was no response. At that point, only Lutra remained, and somehow I knew this meant that it had been chosen as the creator. An image began to appear within the gateway, and for a moment I didn't understand what I was seeing. It dawned on me that I was looking at Lutra, who had become a huge and majestic moth-like creature. How pretty! I asked how it felt to have undergone such a drastic change. This one feels new. Memories of this one not clear. But this one remembers words. This one must save for future, and save for others. Also, this one feels pulse of the world fading. I nodded and explained that soon a new world would take this one's place, and that Lutra would be the one creating it. I placed the gift of creation in front of me and it passed through the portal to reach Lutra. Lutra seemed lost in thought for a time, then it tilted its head to the side, eyes shimmering brightly, as though some spark of recognition had occurred. This one understands. One thing ends, other begins. This one must choose what begins. I told Lutra I'd be there to write the events of history, and it could always talk to me about how things were going if it wished. Thankfulness. This one is reminded of one who was familiar. This one hopes to find familiar one again, someday. Before I could respond, it took flight and was gone. I resolved to remind Lutra who I was, if I could, and help recall the time we shared together in the ocean. My head was swimming with possibilities for how the new world might turn out, but of course, the decisions were all up to Lutra now, not me. So I gathered my things and prepared to record what happened. Lutra made contact with the gift of creation. In its new moth-like form, Lutra's thoughts of hunger had not diminished, but it remembered what it had learned from the familiar one. It tried with all its might to shift its focus away from eating everything. It thought instead about making sure others of its kind would always have food for tomorrow. Then it brought the new world forth from nothingness. When Lutra opened its eyes, it found itself on a planet blanketed in lush vegetation. A large group of its moth-like kin were approaching from the heavens, and Lutra greeted them excitedly. They ate liberally, but Lutra intervened before everything was devoured. These ones must leave some plants. They are not infinite. Other ones need them also. Recalling how Alethea had used her devices, Lutra spoke of how moths might build things that would make their lives easier. Together they developed technology that allowed them to grow far more plants and feed themselves and their young sustainably. Then they left for other planets to see how they were faring. The moth-like creatures became stewards of nature in the universe, punishing civilians that abused and exploited their planet's ecosystems. They offered to help struggling mortals develop advanced, eco-friendly technology. As long as they accepted, they would find the moths patient and supportive. If they didn't, they would face Lutra's wrath, and the result would not be pleasant. Ah, these beautiful seas and jungles are the best. They remind me of the kelp forest. Amar found themselves in agreement with Lutra's calls to keep the environment safe. They offered to assist the moths by developing laws to ensure nature's longevity. Ah. Lutra, we want to help you show the mortals how to be kind to each other. Ketri and Esti were inspired by the moth's respect for all life. They assisted Lutra in maintaining the peace, developing laws that kept wars and violence to a minimum. I'm truly impressed, Lutra. You found a way to ensure the mortals treat nature with all the reverence it deserves. Alethea appreciated Lutra's willingness to establish order and defend the environment. She became the moth's lead researcher and helped them develop technology to cultivate the flora and fauna of the universe. As for Gnosis, although they wished to seize the gift of creation and shape reality to their liking, all their data indicated such an uprising would not succeed. I feel like we narrowly avoided that. I think if we'd given him the last page, he would have gone to war and taken over. Gnosis remained hidden in the depths, biding their time and waiting for the perfect opportunity. Thank God for that. Jeez Louise. This feels like a really good outcome. With the help of the gods, Lutra and the moths maintained their stewardship of civilization. They reserved certain planets as giant greenhouses and grew enough types of food to provide sustenance to all the mortals within their alliance. The consequences for exploiting a planet's resources or threatening the peace of the universe in any way remained quite harsh. Fortunately, knowing what the mods were capable of, the mortals rarely challenged their directives. And so the mortals will live in peace with the gods, respecting their nature and their insectile protectors, but fearing them a bit as well, until the cycle begins anew. That felt like a really good outcome, right? I'm pretty happy with that. Aww, that was gorgeous. I want to play it again now and do it differently. That was so sweet. I was a little bit worried about Lutra. I felt like I made a couple of mistakes. I was a bit worried that Lutra would end up, sort of in charge. I do feel like possibly if I was to go back and do it again, I might not give Gnosis any pages and create the crown to give to Ketri and Esti, just because their focus seems to be definitely now protecting and caring for mortals. So maybe that is something I would do differently. On the other hand, it would be kind of cool to see, a Gnosis uprising. I wonder if you can give the crown to Gnosis. I mean, I want to go back and see what happens if everybody else becomes the god. I think Amar could have been quite good. Yeah, amazing. Wow, thank you so much for watching. This was good, this was gorgeous. I love this game. Super cute. Do check it out. Thank you again, and I will see you really soon.